Hey everybody, welcome to the player meeting for the 2022 Magic City Mega Bowl. I'm going to go through some things that I think that are important for you to know this weekend. I want to thank everybody for playing. This is another year of 500 plus players, and we're looking forward to having everyone in Birmingham. First up, we're going to talk about the app. The Magic City Mega Bowl app is available on iOS and Android. It's important that you download the app if you can. There is a ton of information in the app, everything from schedules and layouts, course maps, sponsor information, links to the results, past results. You can actually pull up the past results in the app, how you did in previous Mega Bowls, and even the PDGA scorecard link is in the app. So make sure you download that. While you're in there, if you're enjoying the app, hit the tip jar and give our developer a tip. He does this every year for free, and we really appreciate Brian and all he does for the tournament. All right, first up, checking in. Everyone should check in at the soon-to-be home of Dynamic Disc Iron City in Trussville. Every player will get some sort of player pack, including the pro players. So make sure you stop by DDIC Trussville and grab your player pack and see what's in there. Player packs are only available through Saturday, so make sure that you keep that in mind as your weekend goes. We start Thursday morning at 8, go from 8 to 4 every day. So Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 8 to 4. Make sure you stop in and pick up your player pack. Tee times. When you are going to your course, make sure that you arrive 10 to 15 minutes early and check in with the course TD to be sure that they understand you're there, and then just kind of hang out around the scoring area, the tee area, so that when it is your tee time, you can step up and tee off on time. That will help us keep the pace going. We have a couple of really full pools, so we'll just need to be moving things along all day long. Water stations, we will have water stations set up at each course. There'll be at least 2 stations set up there. I do encourage you to bring your own hydration as well. It's going to be very warm, very humid. All right, Flex Start events. We've got 3 Flex Start events running at the same time as the tournament this weekend. There's one on Thursday at Humbletree out in Argo. That one is going to run from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then we have the next one on Friday is at Greg Carter Memorial. That will run from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then the last one is on Saturday. It will be at Magnolia Links, and it will also run from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. These are great, inexpensive events. They're $20 to play. Pros play for cash, just like they always do. And then AMs, you get a different player pack at each event, so no worries about getting the same thing over and over again. You get a rated round and a cool player pack for 20 bucks. They are trophy only, but for 20 bucks, that's a pretty great deal. So check those out with Tyler from Latitude 64 Chasing the Chains RV. He'll be running these during the week. You can play around in the morning and grab the Flex Start round in the afternoon, or if you have afternoon tee time, you can hit the Flex Start before your round, get a warm-up in before you play your tournament round. All right, scoring this weekend. We are using the PDGA scoring tool, the web tool. It's not actually an app, it's web-based. Nothing to download. The code for the scoring app or scoring tool will be MEGA22. So we need to have at least 2 people keeping score on the card. They don't both have to use the PDGA scoring tool, but that is ideal because it instantly recognizes conflicting scores as you're playing. But we will need 2 scorekeepers. Make sure your phones are charged. Make sure that you charge them on the way using your car as you drive. And keep in mind that you may be asked to keep score during the round. So that will make everything easier for everybody if everybody's phones are charged. All right, guys, let's talk about courses. Inverness. There will be a practice basket, and we will have a throwing net at Inverness. There is not really a permanent practice basket, but we will have one out there for the weekend, and we will have that throwing net. I recommend that you warm up at Veterans Park down on Valleydale. That address for the practice area or warm-up area is in the app as well, so you shouldn't have any trouble finding that. Parking at Inverness is always a challenge. First, try to fill up the small lot in the back, and then near to hole 1, and then after that, the overflow parking would be between hole 7 and 10. And then, of course, after that, it's kind of, you just have to start parking up the road. I will encourage everyone that's playing Inverness that as you finish your round, please try to, leave the course as quickly as you can, or the course area as quickly as you can, so that we can accommodate more people coming in and parking for their round. There will be a porta potty on site at Inverness. That is the only restroom option. That is the only restroom option available, other than driving, probably 5 minutes down the road to some restaurants or anything. Carpool if you can. If you have a friend that is also playing a tee time that is remotely close to yours, please consider carpooling to Inverness. Every little bit, every one less car helps that situation. John LeMaster at Civitan Park. There is a practice basket available near hole 1. There is a small area where you can kind of warm up your arm, throwing down the left side of the fairway on 1, but obviously you have to wait as people are teeing off. As things like that to use that area. But there is also a practice area down the street. It's called the Trustful Mall. Again, the address is in the app for that area, but you can go down there and get warmed up, get loose, and it's less than 2 minutes from the course. Parking, make sure that you're not parking in the senior center parking lot. You will see as you arrive cars parking kind of down the left side of 1's fairway, in between trees, wherever you can fit, and then a little bit of parking beside 18's fairway, kind of where the trees are blocking the view of the fairway. There is also some overflow parking down at the dog park, which is probably about a 2-minute walk up the hill from or down the hill from the course. So just be aware that we can't park in the senior center, but you can kind of line the tree line with cars, and then we have that overflow parking down by the dog park. Let's see. What else for Civitan? There will be a porta potty on site for Civitan. The senior center restrooms are not open to disc golfers. Sometimes you may find a restroom open at a baseball field, but I wouldn't count on that. There will be a porta potty that will be centrally located to several holes. I think the first one that you could really access it would be like 4 or 5, but then you come across it at 15 and 7 and a couple other times that you'll walk by there. We'll also have the water station near there. So be looking for that if you need a restroom, but just understand that's probably the only option you can count on for that course. Greg Carter Memorial, we will have a practice basket. There is a practice basket on site there near hole 1. Warm-up areas, you could use some of the empty ball fields, and there's also just like some empty fields that aren't too far off the beaten path there that you could throw in. There are restrooms near the soccer fields, which is right next to hole 15 and 16. Those restrooms will be open both for the Flex Start and for the Mega Bowl rounds. There is plenty of parking at Carter near hole 1. There's a massive parking lot there that could accommodate parking for maybe all 3 pools, or 4 pools. But yeah, there's plenty of parking there at Carter. All right, next up is George Ward. There is a practice basket on site right next to the parking lot near hole 1 and 10. The restroom should be open, but if not, there's a gas station that's really close by where most of the time that's where people go when the bathrooms are locked. We plan on having the bathrooms open. So Parking between 1 and 10, we will be up in that. We're going to be teeing off from hole 1. I know in the past we've gone from 17 at the pavilion, but we won't be up there. We won't be down there this year. We'll be up at hole 1. So the first parking area is between hole 1 and 10. If that fills up, there's overflow parking down by hole 3, or you can actually park on the other side of the park at near hole 16 and 17, and just walk up the hill. Just walk up the hill to hole 1. Do not park on the road that lines the fairways of 1 and 2. You are very likely to get towed if you park there. If it doesn't look like a parking lot, I would not park there. Like I said, start with the small lot between 1 and 10. After that, either park down by hole 3, which is near the tennis courts, or park by hole 16 and 17 down by the big pavilion. Plenty of parking down there for anybody, so it's just a little bit of a, it's not a terrible walk up the hill to hole 1 either. Humble Tree. There is a practice basket on site. There is not a really good place to warm up. So the folks at that course suggested that Trussville Mall that I mentioned for the Civitan course is only about 10 minutes away. So if you really need to get loose, you could warm up there. You could stop at the Clay Disc Golf course, is not super far from there. And then there is a small course at the Argo City Hall that you can find. It just says Argo City Disc Golf Course. And you could stop there if you wanted to throw a little bit. It's a very small course, but there is a couple of places where you could stretch out your arm a little bit. Restrooms at Humble Tree. There will be restrooms open on site there at the church, which is right next to the course. So they're going to have those open for players to use during the round, or before and during the round. Magnolia Links. There is a practice basket on site. It's right by hole 5. And then there is a very good practice area across from the parking lot. There's some football and soccer fields over there, and we've never had any issue in the past with people warming up there. Restrooms at the soccer complex will be open at Magnolia Links. It's a good little walk. It's probably like a 4 or 5 minute walk, but you can also drive around to the soccer center by the splash pad, use the restroom, and come back. There is pretty decent parking there at Magnolia, but if we need some overflow parking, you can park near those fields that I was mentioning about where the warm-up area is. There's some parking over there, and then if it really gets crazy, there's parking down the road from hole 2. So plenty of places to park at Magnolia. Pinson, there is a practice basket and a warm-up area. They are directly across the tee of hole 1 when you get to the park. Parking at Pinson is available up top where you'll see where it goes up the hill, and there's like kind of the big main building is up there. That's where the restrooms are. You can park there, or there's a limited section of parking that kind of is on the right side of the fairway of hole 1. I think a lot of local people park there. We probably can't get 20 cars there, so I would suggest parking up top, and then you have the restrooms right there, and you can just walk down the hill to hole 1. So. All right, guys, Friday night we're going to be having a Fly Mart at the Gardendale Civic Center. If you came last year, it's at the same place it was last year. We've got 6 or 7 vendors lined up. It should be a good time. You can stop by, shop, hang out. There will be some custom die folks there. Dynamic Disc Iron City will be there. The Latitude 64 RV will be there. We've got a good crowd of vendors coming, so come and check it out. That is 7:30 to 10 on Friday night. Saturday night, we've got the player party and the Mega Bowl raffle. So you don't necessarily have to be present to win the raffle. You're going to get your tickets when you check in. And any tickets that aren't claimed that night, I will post a picture of the ticket. And if you have the matching one, you can come pick up the stuff before 4 on Sunday. But you don't want to miss the player party and the raffle. It's going to be a good time at Cahaba Brewery. They've got food there on site, and they also have obviously a lot of beer, and then they have just sodas and mixed drinks as well. And they've got skee ball, and they've got pinball and video games and all kinds of stuff. And like I said, it should be a good time. We're probably going to have some sort of putting or accuracy game going there that you can participate in if you'd like. Awards. We are not going to have an award ceremony this year like we've done in the past. We're going to try to get everyone back on the road to home. We will be doing awards on site at the course that you finish at. If you think that you are in contention for a trophy, which is first through third in most divisions, then I would suggest that you kind of hang around. So if you were on the fourth card and you shot an incredibly hot round and you're looking at the scores and you're still kind of hovering towards the top, you want to be present in case there is a tie for first, second, or third. We will do a playoff for tiebreakers for trophies. If there is a tie for third, I will just probably order another third place trophy, and I'll have to ship that to somebody. And in order to see who gets the trophy that day, you guys can flip a disc or do rock, paper, scissors, or whatever you like to do. But if there's a tie for third, then we will we'll do something to get you a third place trophy. First place ties have to be broken, so keep that in mind. If you are in contention for first place and you leave, you are going to lose the tiebreaker by default. So be aware of that. Payout for pros will be sent via PayPal. If you need a different PayPal address than what you signed up for to get your payout sent to, please let me know that before you leave or as you leave. So you can send me an email or you can text me. My number is literally everywhere on the internet, so you shouldn't have any problem finding the number to reach me. Payout for AMs, there will be kind of a small percentage payout for the top places in the amateur divisions. It is not going to be 50% of the field. The payout requirements that the PDGA puts out are covered by the player pack right out of the gate. So I always tell people you win when you check in, and so any payout requirements that the PDGA has will be sufficiently covered by your player pack this year. So we are going to do a small payout plus trophy for top three, and then in the bigger divisions we may go down as far as like 10 places for some of the larger divisions. It will not be some massive payout. It will just be something nice and extra to have that you can use at one of the Dynamic Disc Iron City locations, or you can let me know and I can convert that into an online shopping code for IronCityDisc.com. All right, guys, we're looking forward to everyone coming to the Mega Bowl this year. Very excited to have you guys. If you have any issues during the week, you can reach out to me on my cell phone that you can find on the PDGA site, or you can come by the Trussville location of Dynamic Disc Iron City. I will be kind of going in and out of there a lot. The TD at your course should be able to resolve any kind of play problem or scoring problem, or they can get that information to me if they can't resolve it. I am not going to be, deciding OB or anything like that. Your course, these course TDs are very qualified to handle those kinds of things. But if you have an issue with, needing to drop or something like that, or something happened that you need me to handle, then you can find me there, or you're welcome to reach out on my cell phone, text, or call, and I will try to address that as quickly as possible. While you're here this week, I hope that you'll consider stopping into one of the 3 locations of Dynamic Disc Iron City. We have one in Homewood, which is about 5 minutes from George Ward. We have one in Gardendale, which is about 8 minutes away from Magnolia Links, and probably about 20 minutes from Pinson. And then the new location, or soon-to-be location, of the DDIC Trussville is probably 4 minutes from Civitan and about 15 from Pinson. So, and of course, that's where you'll be getting your player pack and things like that. So hope that you'll stop in and check out what we have. If you find that you need a towel or you need a dry bag, or there's some disc that you lost and we can help replace that, we would be happy to have you shop with us. So excited for everybody to be here, and looking forward to another great Magic City Mega Bowl. Thank you all for being here.